Hello everyone, and thank you for watching my video. This is my 2007 Lexus RX 400h. The reason I purchased this vehicle was mainly because I like doing road trips across the country and up to Canada, and I wanted something that I would be comfortable sleeping in and travelling out of, and have enough room for myself and my little dog Casey, which we'll be meeting shortly. When I was looking for a vehicle, there were a couple of things, or three things, that were important to me. The first thing was I wanted a hybrid. That was the top of the list. The second was I wanted something with all-wheel drive because of snowy conditions. Not really for going off-road per se, but to be able to get me out of a situation or to make things a bit safer on long drives through bad conditions. And then thirdly was to have room inside and an easy way of using that room, and I'll get to that last point a little bit later. So now I'm going to give you a little tour of the vehicle and show you a few things that I've done that makes the car easier for me to do my hobby. Okay, so you can see the first thing is in the door. I've put the Reflectix in the front. I haven't done that in the back because the back, when the car was new, had a factory tint, but it wasn't quite dark enough, so I went and had it tinted out completely, and it only leaves about 5% now of light going into the vehicle, so one doesn't need Reflectix in the back. It's virtually impossible to see inside. And in the front windshield, what I do is I put a blackout kind of curtain, which is just a thick material, which I'll show you now. Okay. So there's the Reflectix, there's the back window. As you can see, it's very, very dark. And then here is the black material. When the doors close and I'm in it, I actually put it into a bit of a better position. Okay. Now, the first thing you notice when you get into the car is Casey, of course, and where Casey is laying. I removed the front passenger seat to give her a lot of room, and of course selfishly give myself a lot of room as well. And you can see here that there is no center console in this vehicle. That was the selling point to me of this vehicle, instead of the Toyota Highlander hybrid, which is what I was going to go for, because it does have a bit more interior space and it is a bit more economical, and of course being a Toyota over a Lexus, it's cheaper to service. But this came along, it had this configuration with the ability of removing the center console, and this was a one owner vehicle with a full Lexus service history at one dealership, and it was in excellent condition with no rust. And I thought, well, I should try this because it's difficult to find hybrid SUVs in very good condition. So I'm happy with the choice, and I'm willing to pay a little bit extra for the reasons I said. So I had the seat removed, and I had to go to a specialist vehicle electrical specialist, that's how I should have said it, who were able to remove the seat for me and to bypass the airbag sensors. Because if I was to have just removed the seat myself, which isn't technically difficult, and just unplugged it, the car computer would have been saying there was an issue, and the lights on the dash would have been on all of the time. And if I were unfortunate enough to be involved in an accident, there would have been no, they couldn't guarantee that the airbags on the driver's side would have deployed because of the malfunction in the vehicle, the car would think. Okay, so I have moving on from that now, I've put a little tray table there for myself where I can eat comfortably. I've got a comfortable seat to sit in, which is, I really like that table. I know it was very, very cheap off Amazon, but I really like it. It's a cute thing. Now in the back, I bought the pet protection for the seats. It's called Pet Protector or something like that. It goes across both the seats. I didn't buy it for Casey at all because she is comfortable on the floor, but I bought it so that I could position it underneath the folded down seat and attach it to the driver's seat and to the hook here. As you can see, the black material up the top, hooking over the handrest to support the mattress and the pillows, because before I had this, the pillow and the mattress would fall down here and disappear down here, and I would put things underneath here to stabilize it, but it never worked properly. It just never ever worked. So now this is a wonderful idea for me. It's worked out very well. Now that the pillow is stable and it hasn't anywhere to go in the night, and it stays where it should do, and I'm very pleased with it. It's worked out fantastically. Now the mattress itself was from Amazon. It was only cheap, about $80, and it was 6 inches hard foam or heavy foam. I can't remember what it's called, but it's quite difficult to squish down. I personally would prefer if it was a little bit firmer, but it doesn't give me backache, and it is quite comfortable. Well, it's very comfortable actually. I don't want to undersell it. It's very comfortable considering I'm sleeping in the back of a car. It's very good. I don't wake up with any backache or stiffness, and when I move the seat about 3 inches forward from my normal driving position, I can stretch out fine. I normally lay on my front or my side during the night, and I don't feel cramped or anything. Now, unfortunately, well, not for me, but I suppose for a lot of people, the fact that the rear seats don't fold 100% flat could be an issue for people, because they're laying on a slight raise, you know, their body is a slight angle. Now at home I sleep with about 2 pillows anyway, and I sleep with my head very high up, so this hasn't affected me at all. I just seem to sleep with less pillows now because the angle of the mattress, so it doesn't affect me at all. I'm very happy with it, and I wouldn't actually change it. It's comfortable. Now moving on from the mattress, you can see that I've managed to hook some netting up here. So this would normally have some pillows in it, and maybe a blanket or something, you know, if it's summertime or whatever, just a thin blanket. It's safe leaving it on the bed, and other items of clothing, think changes of underwear and stuff in separate bags. So it's very useful to have here. And underneath there's a shoe tree, and I've got some rubbing alcohol and some Febreze, because I do travel with my dog, so I spray her dog bed every so often and then wash it in the laundromat. Okay, so what next? There, she's up. And on the other side I've done the same thing. I've put a net here. This has got my disposable gloves when I go to the supermarket, and a face mask that I wash every week. I've got disposable ones as well, which are in the glove box. And this is another shoe tree that is still full from my last trip before the awful coronavirus hit, and it's got some toothpaste and my toothbrush in it, and the dog bags and some air freshener, etc. I'm gonna get out of the car. Right, so here's the trunk. So I've got a bit of storage here where I put a little suitcase that fits well. I mean, I can either have the black box inside the car, but behind the driver's seat, it fits in there when I'm traveling, and then I put a suitcase in this area, and then I keep my clothes and things in there, of course. And what I'm planning to do is fit a hitch to the back of the car, and I've got a covered cargo carrier that I'm going to use, which will give me a lot more space for storage and things, which I've used on other trips with other cars when I had a hitch on those. And the last thing is the little roof rack that I've got. It used to be much larger on my last car, but it didn't fit on the roof here. It was too big, so I had to just break it down and use the bit that I could squeeze onto the roof, and it does work. It does work fine. It holds quite a bit of weight, and I like it. I'm a fan of it. It's good. It's a good thing for traveling. Right, there she is. Right, so we're going to be signing off now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and talk later. Thank you.